it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with an apartment renovation, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this one is kind of ugly, but that's my own personal taste because we're using the more expensive items that came with Get Famous, which are really like gold and gaudy and bougie, I guess, and I don't like them. I mean, I do like one of the couches in the swatch that I use it in, but using a ton of that stuff throughout a home, I'm not the biggest fan of, but because we got that new type of thing, I kind of wanted to try it, so that's what we're doing. This is our elegant apartment, even though I don't find it very elegant. It's just expensive, like overly expensive. Like this apartment comes to 138,000 simoleons for an apartment. That's a lot. I don't know how much that rent comes to, but it's a very expensive place. So this is the kitchen area. I wanted to use some brown in the kitchen because the door to this apartment, which is 121, I think Hakeem Place, the door is brown. And since you can't change the doors that go into the apartments, I wanted to bring a little bit of brown in. And so I thought the kitchen made sense because that would be part that would be built into the apartment, whereas all the furnishings are things that the people that live here would have brought in. So those could be a little bit mismatched to the apartment and be a little over the top. I imagine the sim that lives here is somebody who made it big while living here and just decided to get all these fancy things while they're still living in this apartment. They haven't moved to a bigger place yet, which I'm assuming they can afford, and it's maybe under construction or something like that. But in the meantime, they wanted the most expensive, luxurious items in their fairly decent sized apartment, but not like expensive, huge apartment. So it looks a little out of place, and I think that's hilarious. I just really wanted to do an apartment with this style because I feel like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's kind of like doing a tiny house with these kind of items. I thought an apartment would be cool too. I mean, like if it was like a penthouse maybe, but I feel like fancy penthouses a lot of times are like more modern. I don't know if I'll do something like that at some point. But I used these red chairs, but I wanted to only use them at the ends of the table because I thought it was a little too much all the way around. And we used some of these Seasons chairs around the rest of the table and some of these new paintings that came with Get Famous. It's just a very black, white, and red apartment, which I use a lot of black and white, but I barely ever use red in builds, so this was definitely a challenge. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of how it came out. I don't know if that's because it came out bad or just because it's not my style, but it was really fun. And this only took like a little under an hour to do. I feel like I struggled a lot with just picking what to put because it's so not my style. I was having trouble figuring out what looked good. And I apologize that I'm stuttering so much today. I have done this voiceover like 5 different times already, and I can't seem to get it right. Like, I forget what I'm talking about. I start stuttering horribly, and I don't know why. Also, by the way, if you are in the United States today, this is going up. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to those who are in the States. I am with my boyfriend's family today, which should be pretty interesting for Thanksgiving. I'm excited about that. So sometime before you guys hear this, I have to somehow find time to make a pecan cheesecake, and I don't know when I'm gonna find time to do that because I have work, but you know, I'll figure it out. I'm sure I will. But this is the living room. This is my favorite swatch of these couches. I think the red and the silverish color go very well together, and they're still a little over the top. And I feel like just a single one of those against a wall, I'd be like, oh, that's beautiful. But having a living room with multiples of them and everything just being that kind of material is just a little too much for me. I really don't like this bookcase. It's just so not my style. But I mean, it fits with the rest of the stuff. But it's a little much for me. I don't know what you guys think, if this is stuff that you like really, really like. And I think it fits really well with the celebrity pack. However, it's just not my personal taste. And I think that's understandable with a lot of people having different tastes in furniture. Like, I love the mid-century stuff we got. Like, love that. But this stuff is, like, not my taste. Although I do like the coffee table, but maybe not used in this situation because I feel like that can be toned down a little bit if you use, like, the black or the white. It can be just a fancier, like, ottoman coffee table. It doesn't have to be in this setting like this. But the couches, I feel like maybe in like a lobby, like one against a wall in like a hotel lobby with some plants next to it would look nice, but not as a living room set. And I know there are 2 different couches, and I used the one that had like a lower back on one end, but that's the one I thought was prettier, so that's the one I used. We also put a couple of movie posters over here with some shelves underneath them. I put some trophies from Debug on there. I imagine the person living here, you know, is an actor, an actress, and they have their stuff on display. These are some films they've been in, some awards they've won. And yeah, I just imagine that they started here and have made it big since and just bought more expensive items and have been too busy to figure out how to move. And I kept the red color scheme going throughout this room as well. Although I think the color I like the best, the swatch I like the best on this bed is like it's like a navy blue. I really like that one. And then there's like a purpley one too. Those ones don't look as over the top to me, but I thought it made more sense to make the whole house like this red, black, and white to kind of be a little bit more cohesive. And of course, this would also work pretty well for a vampire sim, the color scheme and the fact that there's a giant painting of Vlad in the living room, you know. Maybe it's a celebrity vampire, but maybe it's not. Maybe they just like this color scheme. I think it could work either way. But I hope you guys do like this. It is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi, and it will just be one room that you can place down in this lot in San Myshuno. It's expensive, and so I'm not sure how much it'll cost to move into, but it's up there if any of you guys like it. But I'm kind of expecting nobody to want this because I personally think it's really ugly, but I know there's got to be somebody out there that likes this style of furnishing. I just know it's not me. But this is the walk-in closet we did because I thought it was more important to have a walk-in closet than a second bedroom. I mean, celebrity apartment. So this room uses some wallpapers from Vintage Glamour because Vintage Glamour goes very, very well with Get Famous. And so there's just a bunch of mirrors, some of the closet stuff, a nice chair, and then we're going to change the flooring throughout the whole place. We have some new tiling in some of the rooms, and then we have marble flooring. Marble flooring in an apartment. That's so crazy to me. It's definitely different, and so that in that sense it was fun to do. I like changing up what I do in my builds sometimes, and so yeah, it was a different one. I hope you guys do enjoy it. I hope you guys did like this, and I hope everyone that celebrates is having a fantastic Thanksgiving. But I'm going to get going now. I want to go play some Let's Go Pikachu because that's all I can think about lately. But if you guys did like this video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that little bell, turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a video. And download information for this build is in the description down below. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.